Hello, sunshines. Welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel. Another day, another video with your favorite prospective teacher, Ms. Ramabulana. If you're in grade 12 and you're confused about university application, this video is for you because today I'm going to show you exactly how to apply, what you need, and how to avoid common mistakes. By the end of this video, you'll understand how to read a university prospectus, how to choose the right course, how to apply step by step, and what APS is and how it works, and important application deadlines. So make sure you watch until the end. Before we even talk about applications, let's quickly talk about your options after matric. You don't only have one path, you can choose either universities, TVET colleges, or take a gap year with purpose. With universities, they offer your degrees, your diploma, your higher certificates, more academic, more studying of things. And then with your TVET colleges, they offer practical skill-based training, good for careers like engineering, hospitality, and business, because there you learn to work more with your hands because they have a lot of more of practicals. With your gap year, I know there's a lot of misconceptions around this one, but sometimes you really do need to take a gap year with purpose, either to improve your marks, to gain experience, to reapply, or just to get to know yourself. I, for one, did take a gap year after my matric because I didn't know what to study. You can take a gap year to get to know yourself, to do research on more career parts, and to know what you really want. So you don't really have to go jump straight into school because you can end up studying something that you do not want. But if you are certain about what you want, you can either go for the university route or for your TVET college route. Now let's talk about something very important, which is your APS, admission point score. So an APS is a system universities use to decide whether you qualify or not. So with this one, I think there's also many misconceptions that if you do get a bachelor, then you automatically have a good enough APS score to get you into university, which is not true, right? So your APS is calculated with your marks. Now, written in red, I have emphasized that some universities do exclude life orientation completely, while others do divide it by half, or do have in their prospectus mentioned that this is how they regard life orientation. So as you can see on the screen, I do have an example of how you calculate your APS score, right? So let's say, for example, you have English, mathematics, life sciences, geography, history, and physical sciences. So you will use your level, not your percentage, to calculate your APS score. So meaning that you'd use level 5, 6, 5, 4, 5, and 4 again to calculate that, meaning that you would add all these values, which leads up to 26. So meaning that your APS score with these kind of results would be 26. Now again, just to emphasize, having a bachelor's degree does not automatically guarantee you a very good or a very high APS score, because you could have a bachelor that does not have very good marks, hence leading you to have a very low APS score. So you need to really work with the levels, you need to work with your marks, you need to make sure that you're working really hard. And if you have completed matric, if you did not do so well, please do reconsider rewriting or thinking of other routes or alternatives to get to where you do want to find yourself. If you're in grade 11, you still have the opportunity. And do remember that if you are in matric, you are using the APS currently of your grade 11 marks until your final results are out, which will be then later calculated and added. Now let's talk about something very important. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is applying without reading the prospectus. So what is a prospectus? A prospectus is an official document that gives you all the important information about a university. As you can see on the screen, I have attached different covers of different university prospectus. So you do have access to these prospectus, and it is very important that you do read them before you make an application, because I also made the mistakes of making my applications without reading university prospectus when I was in matric. So basically, a prospectus tells you what courses are available, what marks you need, how to apply, and even funding options. So please don't apply blindly. read the prospectus. So it will tell you the courses that are offered, which are all the degrees and diplomas available, admissions requirement, which is your APS score that you need for that specific course or degree, the required subjects, and then it will also tell you how to apply, application steps, required document, and the deadlines of the university. It will also give you campus information, campuses and locations, residences, and facilities of that specific university, so that you may be able to check if this university fits your persona, or it fits the dream university that you do want to go to. It will also tell you about the fees and the funding, which is the tuition fee, the application fee, and the bursaries that are offered by the university, and also information on NSFAS in that particular university. So it is very important that before you make your application, you do check a university's prospectus. Every university, according to my knowledge, does have one. Now that you know what a prospectus is, I'm going to show you how to find one. So now that you actually know how to find one, I'm going to show you how to read a prospectus. I'll be using the prospectus from the University of Pretoria, because I am from the University of Pretoria. But then this is how you read any other prospectus. They're all, I have read most of them, so they have the same information, and you can find it just by downloading it the same way that I just showed previously. So this is the prospectus of the University of Pretoria, and this is the cover of it. So when you go in, obviously you're going to find the table of contents, and then you're going to find some information. As you can see there already, there is information on your tuition fee. So if you click on those links and follow them, it will give you information on the tuition fee. And then it also tells you when the university opens the applications, which is just there, which is the 1st of April, meaning that they are already open for applications for 2027. When you move on, you find Flyer to UP Assist First Year Awards. So these are bursaries that are within the University of Pretoria for high achievers that are first year students. You can just go through this. This can also help you, just a little go back, this can also help you to pace yourself. This can encourage you that if you do well, that you are going to get like bursaries from universities as a first year student. And then this is the most important part now, which is your application process. So you do get the step-by-step application process, where they do guide you on how to choose a study program, on your tuition and residence fees, then how to apply for UP. So if you do scan this code here, which in some universities you would usually find a link, it will take you to the website where you can start your online application. Hence, I'm saying your prospectus should be where you start. You don't need to follow those shady links that now lead you to other things that want you to subscribe. You can just read your prospectus, then follow the links that are set by the university. And then this also helps you to remind you to apply for your residences, and tells you when and how you can apply for your residences. When you go on, you get more information on the bursaries that are offered by the universities, and other bursaries that you can use inside of that university, like your NSFAS. And then you get number 6, which is how to access the UP student portal. So this is after you have applied, and then your student contract as well. Then orientation would obviously be after you have been accepted, and then your awards, which is number 9, would be after your results. Okay, so this is like the generals of every single prospectus for every university, so you can like go through that. This also tells you the general admissions that apply to all prospective students. So this tells you exactly what to aim for if you want to get into the university, that certain university. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to actually read a prospectus in order for you to be able to choose a course that is suitable and applicable to you, your subject, and the APO score that you have. So I'll just be using the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences as an example, but you can use any, but then this is how you read any other faculty information or course information. So first of all, you would find that you have firstly you have this, which tells you the closing dates for that faculty. So you would know that if it's your health sciences, when is it closing, your accounting, your engineering, when are they closing. You can find that information also in the prospectus. Then from there it will say programs, which will tell you what program or degree this is, so that you know that when you are going to apply. It will also specify the number of years of that degree. It also specifies which subjects they mainly focus on for that degree, gives you the APS score and what level for the subjects that they need. It doesn't end there. It also tells you what careers you can do if you do study that certain degree. So it goes on, as you can see, for all different ones. If you check this one, Bachelor of Commerce and specializing in agribusiness management, it's the same thing. Tells you the degree, tells you the years, tells you the subjects, the APS, and the level that you need for the subjects. Then also tells you the career paths that you can follow if you do study this. Hence, I'm saying it's very important that you do look at a prospectus before you make an application. It helps you to make informed decisions: what to study, how long will it be, what is the APS that you require, when are the applications closing, and what can you do with the certain degree. So please check your prospectus before doing any application for any university. Now let's talk about what you actually need to apply. You only need 5 things: your ID copy, your grade 11 results, your contact details, your course choices, and sometimes an application fee. So you'd have your personal documents, which are your ID or your passport, which should be certified, and then your academic results, grade 11 final results. If you are in grade 12, you are using your grade 11 final results to make your applications. Please do not wait for June results or wait till the end. Please apply with your grade 11. Even if your grade 11 marks are not good, use that as a placeholder to say that you have applied, and then they will reconsider after your grade 12 marks. If you have completed grade 12, then you're using your final matric certificate to make your application. Then you need your application details, which is your email address. Please use an email address that you're not going to change until next year. Your cell phone number, a cell phone number that is active, that can always receive calls and SMSs. Your home address, and then your course choices, at least 2 or 3 options. Please have at least 2 or 3 options of what you want to study, and you can only do this by looking at a prospectus, by doing research. I know when you're in grade 12, you don't have time to do research, you don't have time for all of that. You just want to apply, get it done with, and continue studying. But please do actually give yourself a day to do research, to get to know what course this is, what are you getting yourself into, so that you can have more than one option. Because we already have a problem of university having space constraints, so you don't want to apply for just one thing over and over again, and then you find that because of space, not because you don't qualify, you do not get in. So have more than one option, unless if like you really just want to get into that one course only. Now, something else that I want to look at, and I'm not going to look at them individually, I just want to look at the application fee. It does range from free universities to about 300 Rand. Now, my advice with this one is to apply to all free universities first, because there's nothing stopping you from making your application to those universities. Just apply to all of them that are free first. Apply, which are the ones in red, and then go for the ones that have a lower application fee, which are the ones in green, which range from your 100 Rand to your 150 Rand. Then you can apply to like the ones that are like 250, 300 Rand. But make sure that you have applied to all free universities. Like, apply to as many universities as you can, because the problem of space is so much, because you can imagine how many matrics are there currently, and how many people are taking gap years because they couldn't get space the previous year. So just apply as much as you can, and if you do have the funds, then why not apply to all 26 of them if possible? Just apply. Now, my sunshines, we've come to the end of the video. If there's one thing I want you to take from this video is this: apply early, read the prospectus, and choose a course that matches your APS. Don't wait until it's too late. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it helped you feel more confident about your university application journey. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more educational content. Thank you.